optimization using Excel. So here we go. This is our problem. The ABC company produces a PQR product, and there are 5 hours required to produce each unit, and only 40 hours are available per week. And the profit per unit is $10. Now we need to identify the objective function, the constraints, controllable and uncontrollable inputs. Basically, here we go. These are the hints by which you can actually do that. Let us take a systematic view of how we build this. So basically, the uncontrollable inputs are the environmental factors that are not under the control of the decision maker. So in this problem, these are our uncontrollable inputs. These are given to us. So time to produce per unit is 5 hours. Weekly, there are only 40 hours available, and profit per week is $10. So these are our uncontrollable inputs. Then we turn to what we call controllable inputs. Controllable inputs are also called as decision variables, in the sense that this is something that we need to decide so that we actually achieve the objective function. Just look at the screen. So the controllable inputs are the decision variables, generally the number of units to produce, combination of products, etc. For example, if you have 2 products, X and Y, you should be deciding how much of X to produce and how much of Y to produce. Maybe in terms of the number of units, sometimes you need to decide the percentage. What percentage of X and what percentage of Y should be produced. Sometimes you can also decide, a mix of, the two. What is the optimal mix of the 2 products to be produced? So we have a simple problem here. So the controllable input in our discussion is the number of units to produce. Number of units to produce. So let us call this as X. And here I would simply say this is an Excel sheet. So okay, let me start with X here. We'll come back. So the controllable inputs is X. This is something that we have to decide. So the next in line is the constraints. Constraints means a set of restrictions or limitations such as production capacities. Now you would get a doubt, already these constraints were taken here. These are also nothing but the constraints. But here we take them under a separate heading, right? And keep this in mind, especially when you are building, a spreadsheet model. The definition of constraints for the spreadsheet model is the mathematical relationship between controllable and uncontrollable inputs. Now tell me, how does it go? Now you constraints, you try to fix these 2. This is a constraint, of course, but now we will fix these constraints in relation to the number of units to produce. What can we say? What is the first constraint?
Objective functions. I mean,
no, objective
function. Sorry.
Now please read this carefully. I am asking you to mathematically relate controllable and uncontrollable inputs. So both are available on the screen. These are our controllable. This is a controllable input. You now try to frame a relationship between this data and this data in the form of mathematical equation.
5x less than or equal to 40, sir.
Yes. Time constraint. So what is less than or equal to 40?
Total time required to produce all the units.
Yeah. So now, how much time is required to produce all the units? So let me put here a heading called required. Now tell me, how much time you require to produce?
For each product, 5 hours, sir.
5x.
So
this is 5x. This should be
40.
This should be
5x
less than or equal to 40.
Yes, sir.
Yes or no?
Yes,
That is
sir.
what this is available. I need 5x, and what is available is 40. So now my constraint is 5x is less than or equal to 40. Now you understand what we meant by mathematical relationship between controllable and uncontrollable inputs.
Yes, sir.
Now this is sufficient, but still, if you want, you can add one more constraint which you are already aware in your
Non-negative constraints.
yeah, non-negative constraint. So number of units of production. So number of units you're going to produce X. X should be greater than or equal
Greater than
to
equal to 0.
0. This is a non-negative constraint. And now we have done with our constraints. Do we have any other constraints?
No, sir.
Yeah. Now we'll go to our objective function. Objective function. Our objective function is profit. So the profit has to be maximized. Tell me, what is profit?
Maybe y, sir. You can take it as y.
Okay, that is y, but now
Y
x,
equal to 5x.
5x or 10x?
10x.
10x.
Yeah. Now this is the model. Now just let me know if you have any questions on this. Is it clear? We are going by a very systematic approach because the next problem that I am giving you will actually test all your creative skills. Yeah, this is where we go. Just take a quick glance of 2 minutes on this and let me know where things are clear to you. The clear guide, right? Yeah. Now let's come back. Now convert this into an Excel, model. So the first thing is when we are converting this into an Excel model, we can't keep this as X. We can't keep this written as X. Where did my So now I'll start with a random number. Let us say you are producing 20 units. You are producing 20 units, then what will be the time required? This will be equal to, instead of calling 5x, I'll simply say this input multiplied by 20. If you are producing 20 units, how much time you require? 100 hours. Of course, this condition is not satisfied. So we need to find out, right, what should be X so that this condition is satisfied. Then how much profit you will get if you are producing 20 units? This is equal to 20, that is X multiplied by 10. And you can also equate this is equal to 20. And here 40, again this you can make it equal to this. Remember, everywhere I am writing the formulas, so that tomorrow if I say 45 hours are available for me, and again the whole thing will be intact. Let us say profit per unit can be 11, then everything changes. So soft coding is required. Even when you run the solver, you require these things as numbers. Now my target is how much profit I can earn satisfying these two conditions. This condition is satisfied, of course, but this condition also needs to be satisfied. This condition is not satisfied. So for this we use solver, go to data, Go to solver. Now let us look at what is your objective. My objective is this cell C13, that is profit, and I want to minimize it, or I want to set it to a value, or I want to maximize it. Yes, I want to maximize it. Then by changing which cells, remember your changing cells are always your decision variables. Excel should think of a different value for this and maximize this subject to your constraints. What are your constraints? My constraint is, once you put it this way, right? So you can actually give these two cell references. I think there's some way this can be done. I don't know. I don't know whether it works. Will it work this way? Any expert in solver?
Sir, you have to create two different constraints.
Okay. Let me. Okay. Yeah.
Sir, because one is having less than equal to sign.
That I know. This is less than or equal to this. Yeah. Okay. See, if you have the same sign, maybe probably you could have taken this. If this is also less than or equal to, you could have taken what I did. Okay. Now this is 20. Is greater than or equal to 0. Yeah. Now I created two. These are my two constraints. Then solve. Okay. Solver has found a solution that it says if you produce 9 units, right, you will be fully utilizing all the 45 hours that is available per week, and your profit is going to be 99. This is the maximum profit you can achieve under the given conditions. So we can actually go back and see for our problem, that is 40 hours and 10 units, what it is. Then again go to solver. This time you need not do any of these things. You can simply solve it. And like I have told you already, you can make it further visually appealing by creating a button, right? By creating a macro to run the solver and store that macro in this button. So let's try that. Now go to data. Where is my macros? Yeah, here is my macros. So you record a macro, right? Give it Control O, optimization. Then go to data, solver, run this, and click OK. And go to view, stop recording. So now my macro is ready. Then again you can go to developer tab. You can pick up a button here. So right, and assign this macro 1. Right. So optimize. Yeah. So now I can go back and change weekly hours to 50. Profit per dollar is to 12, and production time to, let's say, 6 hours per unit. Now I want to know whether how do I optimize this? Click on this. Oh, yeah. Using solver, I think there is an issue. Anyway, this out of the scope of today's discussion. We'll try to do this later. Okay, this button is not working. Some VB expert can fix it. Otherwise, is it clear now how we have solved it?
Yes, sir.
So now I'm making this sheet available to you here. So go here to 2nd July. Yeah. So now this is what we did now. and I'm releasing the key for it. So here I've given you the solution sheet. Maybe I'm not sure whether solver is configured here, but I have given you how we did this. All the formulas are given there. So make use of this sheet, then try to fix this. You develop a model, right, to do this. I know that this is slightly complex than what I've done. Like I told you, the objective is to stretch your thinking abilities. So just try this. Never mind if you don't get it. Also, it is fine. So we will come back and do it. So I will help you by giving you a worksheet. Now you can download this, where you need not do this what you call clerical work of putting this. There are also some hints here, right? So now you need to do the fill in the blanks. I've given here what kind of uncontrollable inputs you have: production time, then you have time available, then profit per bag. The controllable inputs are, you need to decide how many bags of S to produce. That is, I think S means some super something is there. Standard, yeah, standard quality, and D means deluxe quality. How many of S to produce and how many of D to produce is what you need to decide. And here you can list down your constraints instead of what is required and what's available, and come back here, give a objective function to and try to maximize it.